what I do.
And this is not just about abstract theories or isolated incidents. It's about the everyday experiences of men who feel marginalized by a system that doesn't seem to care about our concerns. See, one thing that must be understood is that just like in education, the role of the teacher is observed and reflect back what's happening in the world around them. And in this case, Black men are the students who have been experiencing the shift in societal dynamics. The changes that we are witnessing are a direct response to these conditions. And men affected are the ones leading the charge towards this new political reality. See, as I said earlier, there's this old saying, there's this old adage that when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And this applies here. When the problem becomes evident, the solution emerges. In the same way the body creates antibodies to fight off a disease, Black men have responded to the toxic social and political environment that we've been forced to navigate with a remedy. The rise in policies that seem designed to undermine traditional male roles, combined with societal norms that label masculinity as toxic, have created a need for pushback. Black men are increasingly voting Republican because they see the conservative platform as a response to this problem. It offers solutions that acknowledge our struggles and reaffirm our place in society. See, this political shift is not simply reactionary. It's not a reactionary move, but it's rather an adaptive response to the conditions at hand. Just as the body naturally develops these antigens to fight off harmful invaders, Black men are rallying behind a party that promises a return to traditional values and a restoration of male leadership and the policies that challenge the extreme measures put forth by these progressive liberals in this rainbow agenda. See, this is a natural evolution by the need to restore balance and address the harmful effects of policies that have marginalized men, particularly Black men, for years. These Black Manosphere talking points are now in the political mainstream, and they're shaping the 2024 election. And this once niche idea of Black Manosphere is now entered into the political mainstream, and it's really changing how things go. These talking points, which were initially confined to these online spaces, somebody type dusty beta male in the chat room, somebody type incel, you incels and dusty beta males, right? That's remember that. Somebody type incel in the chat room. See, that's what they call them. That's what they call us. Y'all crazy. They focus heavily on empowering Black men and addressing the concerns about a society that has systematically sidelined us with its family court, the justice system, economic preference for men, hiring women over men, education system. But now this shift, this monumental shift, it now reflects a growing awareness of the issues Black men face, particularly in relation to the Democratic Party and its alignment with these matriarchal values. At the core of the Black Manosphere's message is the belief that the Democratic Party is structured in a way that prioritizes the needs and rights of women over men. It's matriarchal. We recognize that. And this viewpoint is deeply rooted in observations of how the party approaches key areas. I done said it, I'm gonna say it again. Family court, education, finances, social influences. The family court, for instance, right? Most of us are dealing with that right now. Many of us ended up over here because of the family court system, being alienated for your children. What Black men feel, and we know from our experience, that we have a disadvantage when it comes to custody battles and legal disputes. And hell, I'm over here, I start going on the internet because of some of that I was dealing with. And with the system favoring women, we know it to be true, even in the educational system. We know that boys, particularly Black boys, are being neglected in favor of programs designed to uplift girls and women. And financially, the policies of the Democrat Party, number one, we can talk about welfare, but let's go ahead to the education. They'll give a Black woman a scholarship to go to college, educate her. She gets out of school making more money. And so, in other words, when we look at the Democratic Party in the educational system, it's being geared more towards the empowerment of women, often at the expense of men. And it leaves us feeling disempowered in the society that we built and that we maintain. And so this societal shift has not gone unnoticed. The Black Manosphere knows and argues and suggests that the needs of men, especially men, and especially Black men, who've been systematically cast aside, and we need to make sure that we have a political agenda that's addressed. See, this dynamic has given the rise to an environment where many Black men feel left behind, we're misunderstood, we're unfairly treated. The conditions within the Black community itself, particularly the breakdown of traditional family structures and the emasculation of Black men, that's fueled the rise of the Black Manosphere also. Whether it's your mama or your baby mama, it's all in there. It's all in your life, whether it's something you've had to deal with. That emasculation is the problem. And what you see, the Black Manosphere, is a response to a society that has undervalued the contributions of men and have marginalized our concerns. In other words, somebody type "walk it off" in the chat room. Take it like a man in the chat room. And see, now, as these Black Manosphere talking points gain traction, they are influencing national politics. The 2024 presidential race is a clear example of how these ideas have moved beyond the fringes into the political spotlight. And the candidates, particularly on the Republican side, are beginning to recognize the frustrations of Black men, and really Black men are beginning to align and recognize that there's no loyalty coming from the Democrat Party, so they're aligning themselves with the Republican Party. Now, the mainstream of Black Manosphere talking points is not just about relationship dynamics. It's about reshaping how Black men view our place in society and our role in politics. See, the 2024 election will be heavily influenced by this new wave of political thinking. And as Black men become a key demographic whose voices and concerns are no longer ignored, well, hey, they got to deal with this. This rise of the Black Manosphere is giving Black men a platform to speak out against societal norms that we feel are unjust and that have marginalized us. And now the platform is impacting high levels of political discourse. So Black men are increasingly rejecting the Democrat Party. And we're doing so in favor of more conservative ideas. A shift as more Black men reach middle age and many achieve middle class status, bringing with it the natural shift in priorities that align more with conservative values. And this shift is not merely ideological, but is practical, as wealth accumulation often changes how people view political issues such as immigration, taxes, and government regulation. What I'm saying is, according to the statistics, 60% of Black men reach middle class, upper middle class, or they're rich by the time they hit middle age. So what does that mean? You become naturally more conservative. That's what's going on, brothers. The reason that you no longer are into ratchet ghetto behavior is because you got money now and you don't want to be around that. You see, that's why you're changing. It's the money. Somebody type money in the chat room. Speaking of which, I got 19 super chats and I need 20, and that'll be plenty. Somebody type money in the chat room. Again, one of the main reasons, and I can't walk away from this. Let me explain to you something. They did every damn thing they could to hold us down. We came up, and even oftentimes we didn't even have the help of our own Black sisters. But still, from the 1960s to 2024, we went from 60% of Black men in poverty to 60% of Black men having reached the middle class of a middle class of rich. What does that tell you about the tenacity of the Black man here in America? What does that tell you about how tough we are, how resilient we are as a group with no help, with literally with their boots on our neck, we still rise. I want you to think about that. Being hounded by the police, being ostracized. Many of you brothers were pushed to the back of the class or sent off to the little retarded classes. I shouldn't say retarded. Y'all sent to the special ed classes. You were made promises that nobody keep. Some of your home lives were terrible. Your mothers didn't treat you like they should. Half of you ain't been told that you're handsome. You've been called everything but the child of God by the people that's supposed to love you. Some of y'all didn't have your father. You didn't have good role models. And still, in the past 60 years, we have flipped the script and we have become, as many of us have now reached the middle class, upper middle class of rich. That's amazing. That is an amazing accomplishment, brother. Somebody type amazing black man in the chat room. That is amazing. Inside of 60 years, in 2 generations. That is amazing. Woo, brothers, you need to give yourself a hand. But again, as I said, one of the main reasons for this growing conservatism amongst black men is our desire to protect our wealth and our assets that we work real hard to accumulate with no help. You see, as I said, with greater financial success comes a desire for stability and preservation of status quo. Like many who rise to the middle class, upper middle class, or rich, black men are increasingly want policies to protect our economic interests, and that includes keeping taxes low to maximize our income, limiting government regulation, and to allow businesses and other investments to flourish, and controlling this damn immigration. We don't want competition, and we don't want to get robbed by. We don't want competition for our jobs, and we don't want to get robbed by these Venezuelan migrants up here. That's what we don't want. And so these core conservative values are strongly represented in the Republican Party, which positions itself as a party of economic freedom and reduced government intervention. On top of that, the family values, you don't want these Rainbow Coalition folk raising your kids. You want your sons to have wives so you can have grandkids. That's what happens when you get older. Additionally, the brothers feel alienated by what we know to be this anti-black male positioning and policies of the Democrat Party. For years, the Democratic Party has focused heavily on issues that affect women, particularly black women, at the expense of addressing the concerns of black men. We would just ignore it. Shout out to KJ, Black Man Politics. I'm here for it. I'm going to go ahead and give you a big shout out. Thank you so much for that 100 bone. But let's get back to it. So again, we're dealing with a Democrat Party that is that focuses heavily on women and ignores the heck out of black men. And this is evident in all the areas. How do you have a policy that gives a woman with children a place to live, but purposely tells you the man can't live here? What's up? Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D. People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You were tuned in to Uncle D. D's Black Man Talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something and you earn something. And let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. There's a king here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Molly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you been served, gotta notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.